Board of Supervisors has voted to start the process to reevaluate zoning ordinances on wind turbines within the county. Now, the county will hold 3 weekly public hearings during its normal Tuesday afternoon meetings. It will all start May 9th. The hearings will look at expanding the distance. A new wind turbine must be from the city limits of an unincorporated city there in Woodbury County. Now, Board Vice Chairman Jeremy Taylor says the current distance requirement is 600 feet, but the county would like to increase that distance to a gap that's closer to 2,000 feet.
It certainly will respect each of those incorporated areas and those cities that want to grow, and say having a wind turbine which is 610 feet away from our city limits is inhibiting our growth. And so I think it respects the autonomy of each of those cities.
Supervisors also discussed a request from County Attorney James Loomis. Loomis asked supervisors to provide a $2,000 bonus to 8 workers in the county attorney's office. Loomis said the money, which totals to $16,000, would be allocated from what are called fines collections from the county attorney's office. Now, Loomis wanted to provide those 8 employees with a bonus because the county attorney's office is short-staffed. No motion was made by supervisors who worry about the precedent that move would set.
What happens is that if we were to approve a memorandum of personnel action and a memorandum of understanding, then there would be 40 some others that would come and say, well, what about us? We've been understaffed or undermanned or working hard.
Loomis told supervisors he understands there are other departments working hard and dealing with staffing concerns, but Loomis said he wanted to advocate for his staff, which he says is short on workers now.